Hey, everybody. Like you, I've been so blessed by the incredible outpouring of generosity in the wake of the disaster 3 weeks ago. Hard to believe. As important as that immediate response has been, will be what is next. And that's the long term commitment to helping those who've been, who've lost everything or lost so much to recover. That's going to be the hard part. Keeping the support going. For that reason, I want to use this space, and am using this space, to try to shine the light on organizations, churches, grassroots groups that are doing that long-term disaster recovery work. I've already spoken with a few. Go back and listen. Up next, Greene County and a group that I've really heard about for decades called Aidnet of Greene County. Hope you can listen. Jeff Idell, president of Aidnet of Greene County. Thank you for your time. I know it's been an incredibly busy time over the past couple of weeks plus. Give me an idea of the scope of the damage to property that Hurricane Helene did in Greene County.
So Hurricane Helene hit September the 27th, and we had a lot of flooding on the Nolichucky River in Greene County, Tennessee, and we've got 55 homes destroyed, 45 homes that has major damage, and we've got a lot of infrastructure that was damaged. We've lost some bridges. Our water intake was the building was destroyed, and the pumps were down, and we're operating on temporary pumps to pump the water that we're using today. We were we were out of water for about 7 days till they got it back online and everything. So that was hard in itself, just being without water, and then the loss of homes. And so all the first response was a very busy time those first and second week.
Absolutely. And beyond those numbers, I know, as you know, because they're your neighbors, people, many of them have lost family, friends, and just everything they own. That's what I'm hearing. Is that what you're seeing?
Yes, there's a lot of people displaced, and we've got a good handle on who they most of these people are. We've been out and made contact with most of the people. It's really heart wrenching. Even yesterday, heard of a family living in a tent and scrambling last night to find a camper and or something just to get them into a place. As it starts to get cold, this week has been colder. It's hard to imagine a family out in a tent trying to survive during the night when it's so cold.
Jeff, I'm noticing in myself, and I'd love to know if you agree with this as being the case in Greene County, that we're at a point post disaster where it's kind of back to normal for much of the region. You know, the even those that weren't directly flooded, they lost power or maybe some water. We lost cell service, things like that. But normalcy has returned. You don't have to drive far, though, to find abject devastation. Is that the case for you all in Greene County, that it's almost like two realities at once?
Yes, we've got the situation with the bridges out that you have a longer commute around on the south side of Greene County to get across the bridge. So you're driving by that devastation every day. And it's if you live in the city of Greenville, it's only 3 miles out to the river or so that you can see this devastation. And it's really in Greenville. It's all around us. It's just part of our community, and the loss is real, and we're seeing it every day.
And for those who've not heard of Aidnet, what is it and how does it work?
So Aidnet was came online in 2001 when there was a flood in Camp Creek. The water came off the mountain. It was not the Nolichucky River. It was just the heavy rains up on the Viking Mountain and that kind of thing that affected that area. So that was 2001. That's when it was originated. Aidnet got a 501c at that 501c3 at that time. And so it kind of went dormant from that 2001 until the tornado in 2011. That's when I came involved with the tornadoes and the recovery in the tornadoes. But in 2011, I was the vice president and worked hands-on out there for 2 years. This long-term recovery is what we're about. And it took 2 years to get all the cases closed in the Camp Creek, Horse Creek, Ducktown area from the tornadoes. And yes, we kept Aidnet going all these years. In 2015, I became president and thinking, oh my goodness, when a disaster hits, will we have to activate this? And will I be prepared to do another stint of 2 years? And God called me to do this in September the 28th. That morning I woke up and knew that we had a disaster and it was going to be ready to go. And by noon, I'd met with the board on that Saturday, and we voted and activated Aidnet in this disaster.
How are you doing with fundraising? I know a bit of the answer to this is that the people have stepped up, but give me an update at this point in time of how you all are doing with money and then how that money will be handled going forward.
Okay, we have raised just over $300,000. Is what we reported at a board meeting on Tuesday. We will update that number again on Tuesday of next week. I expect to be at least around $400,000, 425, something like that. We've had a tremendous response. That's just going to put a dent in the project that's going to be at hand. And so we definitely need more financial support. So as you alluded to, we are a long-term recovery group. We did assist in the first response, and we were answering phones, coordinating volunteer groups and supplies. And after that first week, we were sending supplies on to North Carolina because we had so much here in Greenville. So the support's been so good. The faith-based organizations, if it wasn't for the churches, we can't depend on the government and all that. It's us hands-on working with our people, our churches, our faith-based organizations to do this. But to move forward, we will be, we've been working this week to get an application ready to go forward. Next Friday, October the 25th, we will start accepting applications from the homeowners that's been affected. In Greene County, we have bylaws and policies and procedures in place, and I feel like we're very organized. And so we'll start an application process so these homeowners can apply for the services of Aidnet. And we will utilize the funds that we have to help those applicants, which will be our caseworkers. We have several caseworkers, volunteers in place that will go out and check on all these people's, vet it, make sure everything's up and going. And then we will put a lot of the organizations that we have contacts with, everyone to work and go and help rebuild these homes.
Mm. So tell me if I'm oversimplifying. It sounds like Aidnet operates by collecting money, as much money as you can, orchestrating people who can help with skillful rebuilding in the right time and in the right way. Then you take grants and you determine how to divide that money up and just send it out into the community to help people rebuild where insurance and other things aren't kicking in. Is that a fair description?
That is absolutely correct. And the beauty of this, I know of a few other churches that's got some funds that they're waiting on us to do the application process, and so they may take some of these applicants and help them also. So we're going to be coordinating quite a bit, and we're we're excited about what this is going to do, and I'm hoping that we can really get some people back in their homes by Christmas. That's my goal, and because it's devastation. And these people were in their bed asleep on Thursday night. Friday night they couldn't go to bed of the flood, and they have not been back in their home since, other than take everything out and back to the studs, back to the subfloor. So the ones that still has homes. So it's quite an experience for those people.
Dramatic. Um, we're talking long-term recovery here, and I know that's your mission and Aidnet's mission, and I think it's important to note that that's going to take some intentionality, because it's easy to respond immediately after a disaster with donations of all kinds, and boy, people did show up in a huge way for that. But what becomes hard, I have found, is, and you sounds to me like you're pointing in this direction. What becomes hard is, what are we doing in December? What are we doing in January? What are we doing in February? Because the
Exactly.
disaster is no less real for people 4, 5, 6 months down the road. And this is going to be a long-term recovery project. Is that your concern, that interest will fall off as time goes on?
Yes, and keeping the word out, keeping the need out, and is very important. And keeping this in front of people to understand that this is long term. This will take 1 to 2 years to rebuild. It's going to take a good team of people to work together.
And work together over the long term.
Yes.
Um, you have a website where people can donate. How can people reach you? How can they find you, and how can they offer what resources they have to help specifically rebuild Greene County?
So we have a website, gcaid.net. Again, that's gcaid.net. And that is easy to access and donate. And I was looking up, the Aidnet phone number is 423-620-8382. Again, 423-620-8382. And we're also, the P.O. Box is Aidnet, P.O. Box 2662, Greenville, Tennessee, 37744.
I get the sense that what Aidnet of Greene County is offering is not just a chance for people to rebuild their lives, but you're offering hope. Can you say a bit about that and the mission of your organization, and just the normal people, everyday folks who are coming together to put this off, of how hope is so critically needed?
Yeah, I feel like I was able to go in one of those neighborhoods recently, just personally, and they were pretty much, all the teams had been there. They had there's a road there that's got like 7 or 8 homes on it, and it's a little neighborhood, and they're close, tight knit, and we had been out there. We'd seen crews there. We'd mudded out their house, and it's always back to, all the way back to the studs. And those people were kind of down. The sun was shining and all that, and I was able to tell them, we're going to be here for you. We're gonna carry you all through this. We're going to support you. And it was just, I could see their eyes light up that somebody cared. And that's our goal, is to be the hands and feet of Jesus and to serve this community, and from our heart, not just our pocketbooks, but from our heart, to help them have some hope that there's somebody that cares to help them get back into their homes.
What a gift. Jeff Idell, I wish you and all of the Aidnet of Greene County team the very best. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you so much for reaching out. I'm just honored that you can help spread the word. Thank you so much.